A bad day for poor Mashatile, corruption and incompetent cadres. We'll tell you why. As Israel moves to target Rafah, the site of more than 1 million displaced Gazans, where's the rule of law? And celebrating African ballet and a remarkable story about a priceless find in Mapungubwe. Zanzi Ballet teams up with Prime Media. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
The ANC has lost its constitutional court bid to avoid having to hand over its records related to cadre deployment to the DA. The DA had successfully challenged the matter in the Gauteng High Court last year for the ruling party to share its records dating back to January 2013, when President Cyril Ramaphosa chaired the Cadre Deployment Committee. In terms of today's Constitutional Court judgment, the ANC now has 5 working days to submit the minutes of meetings, CVs, email threads, WhatsApp discussions, and all other documents of the Cadre Deployment Committee.
It will help us complete the picture of how state capture took place, who was involved, and who should be held accountable.
DA leader John Steenhuisen says if President Cyril Ramaphosa kept to his commitment to conduct lifestyle audits on his cabinet, corruption allegations levelled against his deputy, Paul Mashatile, would have been unearthed long ago. Today, Steenhuisen delivered a prepared charge sheet detailing 4 counts of corruption relating to housing projects in Diepsloot East dating back to 2006 to the Cape Town Central Police Station.
Surely he would have called Mr. Mashatile in by now, demanded to ask how he's living this lifestyle on the income that he has, and without a decent explanation, indicate to him that he does not think it's in the country's best interest and for the fight against corruption for him to continue in office.
Sifiso Mkwanazi is on trial for the murders of 6 women believed to be sex workers who were killed between April and October 2022. The court has so far heard from 3 witnesses, including the 21-year-old's father, Mark Kamalo, who alleged that his son committed the murders as revenge.
As far as I know, my gun was intact. And when I found out that one of the victims was shot, I was discussing with Captain Sander to send the firearm, only mine. There was only one that was mine, but there were 2.
The EFF are promising millions of jobs if South Africans vote for them. Here's Sidi Madia on the party's manifesto.
EFF manifesto, the main points from this manifesto: 1, it is very much like their 2019 offering, added with load shedding. So jobs, land, plus load shedding, which leads me to my second point. They claim they can get rid of load shedding within 6 months. They've got engineers on standby. So Musi Maimani says he can create 2 million jobs within 5 years. Well, the EFF says we can beat that. We can deliver 9 million jobs. When you look at the Constitution, they also want amendments there too. Not just on the issue of land, but the appointment of heads of Chapter 9 institutions and other state officers, by the way. They believe that this process should not have the president involved in it at all. They want this to remain a parliamentary process, full stop. They speak about random raids. Now, these are specifically for KwaZulu-Natal. They want to be able to have the police as well as the SANDF conduct random raids in homes on a monthly basis in KwaZulu-Natal in a bid to get rid of illegal firearms.
As the fighting in Gaza moves increasingly to Rafah, where many have been forced to flee, the International Relations Department has warned that if Israel does not cease its ongoing offensive in Gaza, it will explore further legal action at the International Court of Justice. DIRCO's Director General Jane Dutton says just weeks after the ICJ ordered Israel to take measures to prevent acts of genocide, Tel Aviv continues to defy the ruling, which also requires it to allow humanitarian aid into the blockaded territory.
This is exactly why we went to the ICJs to stop the killing. We saw this as an unfolding genocide, and we thought that we needed to use the institutions of global governance to prevent further killing. The safe areas where Palestinians were to go to is now going to be the next area for mass destruction. We are hoping that either the Security Council will intervene in the next few days. If not, we may have to consider to ask for another provisional order from the ICJ, but we're waiting for some advice from the legal team on that.
Today, the South African Jewish Board of Deputies presents a memorandum to Minister Lamola at his offices so that he has the opportunity to see them directly and to respond appropriately.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also confirmed that a two-state solution is not an option. Now, the fighting there is impacting negatively on the Jewish community here. And we leave you with this powerful story celebrating South Africa's greatness in pre-colonial times. Mzansi Ballet tells a story of the golden rhino of Mapungubwe in collaboration with Prime Media, actively supporting the arts.
Eyewitness News. In touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.